friends, welcome to CJ Reads Books. I'm CJ, and today we're going to talk about what I read in March of 2025. So, right now, I am still working on the last bit of my hopefuls. I don't think I'm going to get through them. I'm on like page 2 on this one, and then this one's an informative book, so I'll be flipping back and forth between it. So, it's the 28th at the time of recording, so let's get it. Man, you guys, I slept wrong or something. My shoulder is in a crick, man. It's also the quarterly mark. It's been 3 months. So let's recap. So in January, I read 7 books. Out of those 7, I like Just for the Summer the best. In February, I read 10 books, and out of those 10, my favorite was Firefly Lane. And in March, I read 10 books, and my favorite is tied between 3, which I will talk about at the end of this video. Starting off with Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret by Judy Blume. I gave this a 4 stars. This was the book club pick for Mikhail's book club on Fable. It was a really cute read. It was a really quick read. And it just touched based on a middle schooler and their guide to religion. All in all, it was a really sweet and a really fast-moving book. It was great. Next book I read was The Ashes and Star Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent. And I gave that a 3 stars. It was better than the first book, and I feel like the romance was rightfully done in this one. But as far as a fantasy novel, anything that is just romance driven is difficult for me to comprehend. I feel like romantasy, after reading a few romantasy books, I don't feel like romantasy is for me, to be honest. But moving on. The next book I read is Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, the prequel, which is Dawn of the Dreadfuls by Steve Hawkinsmith. And I only gave that a 2 stars, even though it read a little better than the original one with Jane Austen. It just, I don't like historical fiction either, I guess, because that and then zombies just kill it for me. I don't know what it is about zombies. I can only do zombies with Walking Dead, I guess. Next one is The First Confessor by Terry Goodkind. I believe I gave this one a 4 stars. I'm not sure. I gotta go back and check. So I had read this book a long time ago, and so I wanted to restart my Goodkind journey. So that was the first book in the prequel. It doesn't have anything to do with the current story right now, but I figure it would be fun to read from the beginning. The next one I read is Legendborn by Tracy Dion, and that one, it was okay. I gave it a 3 stars. It was a unique magic system, and I'm not completely knocking it because the character is a person of color, and she has a best friend that is a person of color and also gay. So, like, it was very awesome to see my representation in the novel. It just, the magic system was unique too, but also the whole concept of the Knights of the Round Table, it just confused me a little bit. I wasn't too into that, but I did give it a 3 stars. Next is The End of Loneliness by Benedict Wells. I gave that a 4 stars. It was a different read, as you could tell. All my reads prior to that had been fantasy, so it was really nice to pick up a faster moving fiction book. Now, I didn't realize it at the time, but it was translated. So I feel like that made it even better. Next is The Woman in Me by Britney Spears. I gave that a 4.5 stars. It was a good representation of who Britney Spears was and is. We grew up with her. We are about the same age as her. So, like, I didn't really, follow any celebrities back in the day because, Asian household really strict and all that stuff. But now that I look back on it, I'm like, dang, she went through so much. Like, just when I was just in high school and she was already doing stuff. Next is Salem's Lot by Stephen King. I only gave that one a 2 stars. Like, it was a slow burn King book. I guess all the prior King books are slow burn and he hadn't had time to get into his, vibe, but I wasn't feeling it. Like I said, this topic too it was, nah, it was off. Next is All the Water in the World by Iron Caffel. I gave that a 2 stars. Granted, it read beautifully. I kept getting confused through it, even though the chapters were short. It was so poetic, it was so flowing, but it just wasn't me. And I ended up DNFing it within about 110 pages. And the last book I read, besides these two suckers that I'm trying to get through, is The Lord of the Flies by William Golding. And that got 3 stars. It is totally different reading this as an adult than as a kid. It was required reading, I think, in 6th or 7th grade. And I remember reading it and it was like, oh, these kids are savages. But like now, it's a complete different kind of savagery. It just read different. So yeah, I read 10 books hoping to make that 11, but I doubt it. There's only like 3 days left in the month and I've been slowing down a little bit on the reading. This journey is so much fun, and we skipped a part where I picked my favorite books. My 3 favorites obviously were my 3 highest rating: The Woman in Me by Britney Spears, The End of Loneliness by Benedict Wells, and Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret by Judy Blume. I loved all 3. All 3 were fairly easy reads. I breezed through each one of them, and they were so impactful, and they made me think, and they didn't didn't drive me nuts or anything. So those are my 3 favorites of the month. I think my favorite book of the quarter would probably be Firefly Lane, just because, which is odd because it's a romance genre, and like 2 out of 3 of my favorite books are romance. So I was surprised at that. But yeah, Firefly Lane, because it was so well written, so descriptive, and like even adapted into a TV show, both of it worked. So again, thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Come follow me. Please tell your friends about me. Comment. Tell me what you read this month. Tell me what your favorites were. Tell me what you didn't like. My channel is open for opinions because I feel like there is no right or wrong way to read. So I got a couple links for y'all down below. In the description is a link to my Patreon. Now, Patreon, every time I edit a video, it goes straight there. Instead of waiting the scheduled amount of days that I put on YouTube and Instagram, it just goes straight in that vault. So if you pay a monthly fee, you'll get the review or that end of the month update right away. So consider that. Also, with that in mind, thank you for my one Patreon member, Robert Wilhelm. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You have supported me since I'm pretty sure day 1. I've seen your comments. So thank you. I appreciate you. I've got a Stephen King book coming from the library. I will do that review soon, I promise. But yeah, I also sell blind dates with the book on my Etsy down below. Click that link if you really like blind date with the book. I have some really interesting book choices, so y'all should give it a shot. And last but not least, you can buy me a coffee down below. And again, if you can't do any of those, it's okay because liking, sharing, subscribing, following me does all the work. All the engagement is all I need. So thank you again for being here. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in a few. Bye.